Hello and welcome to Business Incorporated, coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm Chimizie Obi Iwago. On the program today, Africa Development Bank approves $172 million financing for South Africa's Ned Bank. And Mozambique says it needs financial support from the International Monetary Fund and is open to another investigation into $2 billion of undisclosed debt. Plus, Egyptian refining company's $3.7 billion plan to start in September. Let's get started now with the markets in the continent. And the Nigerian Breweries and Cement Company of Northern Nigeria were leading price decliners at the Nigerian stock market at intraday, pulling the index down 0.17%. The Johannesburg Stock Exchange was in the green, 0.21%. Egypt is closed but gained 1.02% on Thursday. Investment firm Kala Holdings surged 7.3% in its heaviest volume since it listed in 2009. The company said it had sold its entire stake in Dice Sport and Casual Wear for about 300 million Egyptian pounds. And Care was down 0.14%. That was on Thursday. In the Middle East, the stock markets rebounded slightly on Thursday after a jittery week in which most dropped because of concerns about Saudi Arabia's anti-corruption purge, which could reduce Saudi fund flows to the region. The Saudi stock index spent most of the day lower before closing 0.26% higher. Similar trading patterns were seen every day this week after authorities announced the arrest of dozens of senior officials and businessmen in the investigation and froze over 1,700 domestic bank accounts. Most other Gulf bosses rose after slipping this week because of fears the probe will prompt wealthy Saudis to pull money out of local stock and real estate markets. Dubai's index gained 1.02% as real estate developers, which sank earlier this week, recovered. Emma Properties added 1.3% and Damac Properties gained 5%. Abu Dhabi's index edged up 0.16%, but Abu Dhabi National Energy Corporation sank 3.1% after reporting a third quarter loss attributable to shareholders of 194 million dirhams versus a year ago loss of 524 million dirhams in the second quarter. It had posted a tiny profit, and Qatar was up 0.37%. Move on now to the U.S. where stock index futures pointed to a lower open on Friday as investors digested the latest news surrounding the U.S. economy. In the previous trading session, all major U.S. indices posted sharp declines by the market close, with the Dow falling 101 points on the back of concerns that a corporate tax cut could be delayed. Now, elsewhere, President Donald Trump continues his trip across Asia. On the last trading day of the week, the incumbent brought the topic of trade to the table in Vietnam. After a bumper week of corporate earnings, Friday will deliver a lighter load than usual. JCPenney is set to publish its latest earnings ahead of the bell. Well, my colleague in New York, Jill Maladrino, will of course be joining us later on the show to talk about the tax bill, third quarter earnings wrap, and earnings guidance for fourth quarter and full year 2018. Now in Europe, stocks were slightly higher early Friday trade as investors continued to monitor corporate earnings and Trump's visit to Vietnam. The Brexit talk also resumed today. Now let's cross over to Frankfurt for details from Daniel Cook, my colleague at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Good afternoon, Daniel. A beautiful Friday, and I'm sure you're happy it's weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Good afternoon, Friday, and thank God it's Friday, right?
Sure, you would always say that. Well, the suspended Brexit talks are resumed today, just as the Germany's largest industry group, BDI, warns that the EU and Britain will not be able to reach a comprehensive deal by March 2019. Is the Brexit deal dead in the water?
Well, this is certainly a topic here of discussion, and we're actually getting breaking news at the moment that EU Finance Commissioner Barnier has been very clear to the United Kingdom that within the next 2 weeks they have to come up with a plan regarding also the Brexit bill, and if this is not going to happen, those further talks in December about negotiations, most likely when it comes to trade, will be postponed. So this is really breaking news at the moment. We still have not gotten any comments yet, though, from the United Kingdom. Yeah, but I can tell you also that here the BDE, that's the Association of German Industry, is stating that they are really preparing at this time for a hard Brexit with consequences. At this time they still don't know. It's certainly going to mean that Germany and maybe also other European member states might have to pay more money. We are just also getting reports today with a calculation what this could mean now also for Germany and also France, because we have to remember that every European member state is paying every year a certain amount to the European Union. So far the United Kingdom has been the third biggest payer with about 10.2 billion euros a year. But so far, you know, the Brexit bill, all of this has not been agreed. So many now are fearing that Germany, France and Italy might have to pay for those missing 10 billion euros. This could mean an additional 3.8 billion euros for Germany and another 1.2 billion for France. The German government was not available today to release a statement about this. They only said that they are thinking at the moment that those are just speculations, and they are optimistic that the United Kingdom will meet the requirement payment regulations. So it's really going to be interesting what now is going to happen, also with this now 2-week deadline that we heard from European Commissioner Barnier just stating a little bit earlier today.
Well, I really don't envy Theresa May this time.